So we'll start with setup. So you got your reed wet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we'll go ahead and start with the bell on your bottom joint. Remember which one that is?
I guess this one, right?
Mm-hmm. And typically, there's a logo on the bell. You just want to line that up with the front of the clarinet.
Oh, okay.
So that they match like that.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Okay.
And then you do the upper joint.
Mm-hmm.
And this one has a little bridge key that you have to align.
Okay.
So find where that comes over.
Okay. Yeah. It's right here.
Joint. Yep. And then you find where it lands on the bottom joint.
Okay.
Good.
Good.
Okay. Then next is the barrel. It looks like a barrel.
Right. Yeah, it does.
And then same thing with the bell. There's a logo on it, and you just want to line that up with the front.
It doesn't have a logo.
It doesn't matter then.
This one's tough. There we go. Okay.
Cool. Yep. And then the mouthpiece. So take the ligature off.
Okay.
Put the mouthpiece on. And then just make sure the table or the flat part is lined up with the register key on the back, the long one. And all of your cork, all the joints, should feel nice and slippery. So they shouldn't be super hard to put on. They should be firm, but not like super hard. Okay. And we're going to grab our ligature.
Yep.
And some ligatures, like mine, they have the screws on the back. So they go like that, but yours is going to have the screws on the front.
In the front of the instrument? Okay.
Yep, so facing you.
Okay. All facing me?
Oh, I guess that would be the back, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like that?
That's the front. Yeah. Okay. So a good way to know is when you're putting on your ligature, the screws are always going to be on the right side.
Oh, okay. That's it, yeah. So it's on the right. Okay.
Okay. So to put your reed on, just make sure your ligature is nice and loose.
Okay. Yep. Loose.
And then the flat part of your reed goes against the flat part of the mouthpiece.
Okay.
So just slide it straight down in there. You don't want to put it in up because the top of the reed is fragile.
Gotcha.
And then once it's kind of where you want, you slide the ligature down.
Okay.
And then you adjust it so that the top tip of the reed is right along, aligned right with the top tip of the mouthpiece. So that they line up right with each other. It doesn't be absolutely perfect, but just get it as close as you can.
Gotcha.
And then when you're tightening it down, don't crank it down as hard as you can. Just get it nice and firm.
Okay.
So that it keeps the reed in place.
Gotcha. That's good. Okay. I think that's good. Okay.
Cool. And before we do anything, we're going to take the barrel off.
Okay.
And we're going to put it over here for now. Set it down so your reed doesn't. Okay. So you remember how to hold everything because you've taken woodwind methods. So
Yeah.
You're sort of.
So I have
what's going on.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I have this is what this setup is.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all right.
Okay.
And then all the weight should be right there on your thumb. That's what holds it up.
Right.
Some students like to take these keys and use this finger to hold it up. I totally used to do that. But yeah, just make sure when you put your hand on there, before you do it, it's like you're going to grab a can of soda. And then grab it, and then that's right where it should be.
Oh, okay. There. Okay.
Yep. Yeah. And the thumb rest should be right along that joint wherever is most comfortable for you to hold it up.
Yeah. Okay.
As long as your hand keeps that shape, it doesn't matter exactly where it goes. Just where it's more most comfortable for you, as long as your hand keeps that nice round shape.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
And then same thing with your left hand.
Same thing. Oh, it's like the same thing.
Okay. So yeah, pretend like you're gonna grab a water bottle or something, and then that's right where it goes.
Okay.
Yeah. And your fingers should never go. You should use just the tips, like the pads of your fingers, to cover the holes.
Oh, okay.
It shouldn't be like the flat part.
Oh, okay. So more like that.
So as long as your hand keeps that round shape, it should be fine.
Okay.
That's the part of the finger you want to use.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And it's not like the tip, or else you're not ever going to cover the holes right.
Right.
But use like the good, like, see, if you push down hard, you can see where the holes are. On my finger, so right, like on the part of your finger where there's the most skin.
Okay. So maybe just a little bit. Okay, so about right here. Yeah, I think that works.
Maybe a little bit further down even.
Okay.
Yeah, that looks good.
Right there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And same thing with your right hand. Just make sure that there's plenty of skin to cover that hole.
Gotcha, yeah.
The entire hole, or else the stuff will leak when it gets squeaks.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Feels good, yeah.
Cool. So grab your mouthpiece, and then we're going to put this part down. Okay, so embouchure. So I like to start with just pretend like you're going to put chapstick on your bottom lip.
Mm-hmm.
And what would you do with your lip? Yeah,
like
exactly.
Yeah.
So you'd spread your corners out and make it nice and flat.
Uh-huh.
And that's what you want your reed to be resting on. And then, once you have that, go ahead and take your mouthpiece and put your reed on it.
Okay.
So not the very tip, but maybe like a ½ inch down.
Okay.
And keep your chapstick lip.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then once we have that, your top teeth are just going to rest right on
the tooth itself?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep, your teeth are going to touch the top of the mouthpiece.
Okay. Okay.
That's where we're at right now.
Gotcha.
Put a little bit more mouthpiece. So it should clear like this, just the tip.
Oh, so more.
More. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. And then once we've got that, we're going to bring our corners in.
Mm-hmm.
So take your mouthpiece out and just say EU.
EU.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's all we're going to do.
Okay.
EU.
Okay.
And that's kind of like plank position.
Okay.
So just make sure your teeth stay anchored to the top of the mouthpiece.
Okay.
And make sure we keep a nice flat and firm lip around here.
Mm-hmm.
And then just bring your corners in.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. And then keep your embouchure nice and firm, and then just blow cold air. You should get some sound. There it is. Yep.
Okay. Okay. Is it
a 4-strength reed? You got it.
Okay.
See?
Oh.
Nice.
Is it different? Are all these setups different in like the note it produces?
It should be about the same note, but
okay,
it's okay because you're a beginner.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. Let's do some exercise with just this part.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just do a whole note. So hold it for 4 counts.
Okay.
At a tempo. So I'll give you the tempo.
Okay.
So here's the tempo. 1, 2, 3, play. Two, 3, again. Good. Yeah, and you've got the posture down. You know that it takes a lot of breath.
Mm-hmm.
And brass instruments, they blow more warm air.
Mm-hmm.
And woodwinds, it's cold air.
Okay.
The difference is just the size of the embouchure.
Gotcha.
So just make sure it's fast, cold air.
Mm-hmm.
And inside your mouth, make sure we're making remember EU.
EU.
So make sure your tongue is like where it would be if you're saying E.
E. Oh, okay. Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we'll try and hold note again. Ready? 1, 2, ready, and...
Yeah.
pitch. Ready? Good. Okay. So now we're going to do some articulation, so tonguing. So the way you do that, so put the clarinet in your mouth like you're going to play.
Okay.
And do everything except for blow. Okay, and feel where your tongue is.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to get the very, very tip of your tongue and touch the very, very tip of the reed so that you barely feel it.
Okay.
So just get your tongue in that position.
Okay.
And that's all you need to do for tonguing.
Okay.
That's it. So when you need to articulate, you just put your tongue right there and then take it off.
Okay.
And however fast you tongue, that would be like legato tonguing.
Okay.
So we'll just try a quarter, or we'll do half notes.
Okay.
Da, da. So listen to me first, and then we'll do it together.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
So just tip of the tongue to the tip of the reed.
Okay.
Ready? And. Good. It is kind of hard.
Yeah.
So all you have to move, the only thing in your whole jaw area, mouth, is your tongue.
Okay.
So everything else stays really, really firm and constant, so that you get that tone.
Mm-hmm.
And then the only thing that's changing is your tongue, just moving that tiny little bit.
Okay, sounds good. Okay. So with the E, the tongue down, I'm assuming it's below the teeth kind of thing, against.
So if it's up against the back of the teeth, then your tongue's not going to be able to get up to the reed where you need the tongue.
Okay.
So just keep that kind of E cavity until you get to the tip of the tongue, and that needs to be right there by the tip of the reed.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. I can do that. So. There we go.
That's good. So one thing that you can fix that might help a little bit, your mouth looks like this.
Okay. Smiley some more.
Yep, your corners need to come in so that it's more of a round embouchure rather than a wide one.
Okay. That's good. So
half notes ready?
Mm-hmm. Okay. You keep going?
Yeah. See if you can bring your corners in even more.
Okay.
Ready? And. Nice.
Okay.
Cool. Okay. Let's bring it to the clarinet now. So go ahead and put your barrel on. Okay, so same things. Remember where your fingers go?
Mm-hmm.
And then once your fingers are go, we're not going to think about those anymore for a minute. We're just going to leave all our fingers open and just hold it up to our mouth with the thumb pressed.
Okay.
And then we're going to come back to focusing on our embouchure. So chapstick lip, teeth, bring your corners in, and then you.
Okay.
And then just we're going to blow a nice open G, which is what the note is if there's no fingers.
No fingers at all?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's the G right above middle C.
Okay.
Two, we'll do a whole note. Okay. And four. Good. That's okay. Ready? Cool. Yeah.
Okay.
Two. Try and get it to where the G speaks right away.
Mm-hmm.
Ready? And. Good.
Yeah.
So what did you adjust from when you squeaked to when you got it? What did
So
you fix?
it was the bottom teeth. I feel where my lip is. That's one of it. I'm trying to I was moving that back and forth, and I think it was just too far down at
Yep.
first, and I was moving it higher.
Yeah. So there's actually what's called a fulcrum,
Mm-hmm.
which is where the reed meets the mouthpiece. Like if you put a piece of paper in here and you slid it down, it would stop eventually, and that's where the reed meets the mouthpiece.
Mm-hmm.
That's called the fulcrum, and it's right around there,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe a little above that is where you want your lip to be.
Gotcha.
And I mean, once you practice more and get better at the clarinet, you'll be able to get it right there every time because you know where it is.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, beginners, it's kind of hard to find that sometimes.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, just try and get used to the feeling of how much mouthpiece needs to be in there for that to be as far down as you can,
Mm-hmm.
so that the reed vibrates as much as you can and get the best sound,
Yeah.
but not too far to where it squeaks. It's kind of finding that happy medium. Yeah.
Okay. So, can we do that again?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Here we go. For the whole note. Ready? And 3, 4. Two, three. Good. And you see, if you blow more air, it gets more clear sound.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So we want that. Okay, ready? And. Two, and go. Cool. That sounds really good. Let's add the tongue.
Okay.
So we're going to do half notes.
Okay.
And make sure you start. The first note starts with tongue. Okay.
Okay.
Ready? And. Two, and go. Good. So when you're articulating in the middle of blowing,
Mm-hmm.
you're not going to interrupt the air. You're just going to stop the reed from vibrating just for a second.
Okay.
So it's not actually stopping. You're still blowing through it.
Yeah.
But your tongue is just touching the reed.
Okay.
And that's it. So listen. There's just that little bump where
Yeah.
the sound stops, but the air keeps going.
Yeah. Okay.
Ready? And. Good. Yeah. 2. Again. Go. Cool. All right. Now that's a really good tone. Yeah, that sounds nice. Let's talk about some notes now.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna work with the left hand today.
Okay. Let's get this up. I know it starts on a G. That's for sure.
Yep, just left hand.
Okay.
So you're gonna play the top part, which is the melody.
Mhm.
Okay. So you probably know this tune.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So I told you that open is the G above middle C, so that's where we start.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. And then F natural is your thumb, the
Okay.
thumb ring, and then to play E after that, you just add middle or first finger,
Okay.
and then D,
D is that. Okay.
and then C.
C. Okay.
Easy. So C, D, E, F, G.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's just play down the scale together. So we'll start on G,
Okay.
and we'll go down to C together.
Okay.
Ready? Good. Yeah, and nothing in your mouth should change. You just
Okay.
blow and make sure the reed vibrates nice and freely to get a good tone.
Yeah.
And your fingers decide what the pitch is.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Let's start on a C and go up.
Okay.
Good. I'll go down again. Ready? top line, the melody together.
Okay. That's good.
1, 2, 3.
No, just remembering
which one is which.
Yeah, it's like for some reason it feels like, well, it's opposite for me because playing the violin just goes higher.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just getting used to that.
So when we're doing wind instruments, you just have to remember that the longer the instrument is, the lower it gets.
Right.
So like the piccolo is super short and it's high, and the tuba has all those tubes and it's the lowest.
Right.
So making your clarinet longer, making the air travel further, will make it lower.
Yes. Okay.
So covering up holes makes the air have to go further down before it comes out, which is making it lower.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess one question I had is, I always feel like I'm getting like red because I feel like I'm trying to keep the air constant, but I'm like, my gosh, I feel like I have to blow so hard. And maybe it's the reed, maybe it's just me because I'm trying.
Yeah, I think that might be partly because you're on a 4 reed as a beginner.
Gotcha. Yeah, I wasn't sure. Okay.
A lot of resistance there, but you're getting a good sound.
Okay, sounds good.
And that's good. So you just keep up the air, and then if you ever have to play clarinet again, get a 2.5.
Sounds good.
And go to a store where the people know what they're talking about.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, I'm gonna try it again.
Yeah.
So if you can, we want to only take one breath in this whole song.
Oh.
So from the beginning.
Okay. All the way. What? So from here to here, all the way. I can definitely give it a try.
I mean, if we went fast enough, we could. But we're gonna take one breath in the middle of it.
Okay.
So I think the breath needs to be after the E.
Okay.
Yeah. Da, da, da.
Okay. Yeah. That's good.
So just make sure to take a nice big breath at the beginning so you can make it all the way there. And when we get there, take another nice big breath. And when we breathe in through your mouth, not your nose.
Okay.
You get a lot more air through your mouth.
Okay.
So you're going to keep your teeth anchored and your lip right where it goes. You're just going to open those corners. Yep.
Okay. That's good.
And this time, focus on bringing your corners in.
In more.
So it's nice round embouchure.
Okay. Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Didn't go off.
That's alright, we know it.
Yeah.
Cool. So what do you think you are doing to make it squeak like that?
I don't know. I thought I had good position, but I guess where I'm placing it might have been just a little too far, but I'm not entirely sure. Well, because I want to get a good tone, I guess I'm trying to like push myself down, which, I mean, I feel like it's right, but then at some point it just squeaks.
Yeah. I don't know. So things that can cause squeaking are your mouth cavity, actually the space in your mouth, if you change it, that can cause a squeak. So making sure that's really consistent. And then if your embouchure gets too loose and you're blowing a lot of air, it'll squeak.
Okay.
So make sure your embouchure stays firm and the cavity in your mouth stays a consistent shape. And then also, another thing that could cause squeaks is your fingers.
Okay,
Like we talked about at the beginning, if you don't have enough skin covering the hole, if it's not completely covered, that can cause a squeak too. So focusing on all those things at the same time is kind of a lot. But, and that's why we started with just one note, trying to get a good, consistent tone. Because that's really all you have to do. You just move your fingers. Just keep that consistent tone going.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna have you play the melody by yourself, and I'm just gonna listen.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Let's try that again.
Sorry. 3, 2, 3.
Love it.
We're doing teaching strategies, actually.
Oh, okay. Well,
Either way,
clearly Brennan's a great teacher because you sound amazing.
Thanks so much. Right. So let's try. Wait, all right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Da.
Well, yeah. Oh, I have to run.
That's okay.
I didn't take a big breath.
No, that's okay. And what's cool is you stopped to say, "Oh, I had to take a breath," and then you got right back on, and your tone was right.
That was weird, yeah.
You didn't squeak. The note was right there.
Yeah.
That was good. Okay. So,
We're gonna take a bigger breath.
Yep.
Okay.
So, yeah, and I guess string playing, you don't have to think about taking breaths and like where you're gonna breathe and stuff. But yeah, we want to make sure that our breaths line up with the phrases, so that we don't need to take a breath in the middle of a phrase.
Right. Yeah, makes sense.
And yeah, as a beginner, you'll have little flubs with your fingers or whatever, and you'll want to like stop and take a breath.
Yeah.
And that's okay. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. You want to try both parts?
Yeah.
Duet.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Do it.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, so I can't. This rhythm I keep messing up. Is it because I want to do ta ta? That's why. It's wait. Oh, I see what I'm doing
Sounds
wrong.
like that's what's written.
Sorry. Let's do it again
Okay.
because I just realized it. Okay.
Okay, fine. Okay. Ready, go.
Oh, so much better.
Nice.
Sweet. Well, I can try to one breath, but we can take it faster for sure.
Whole one.
One whole breath.
Okay, let's do it. Try how fast you want to go. Oh, and cut time.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Okay.
You kind of saw it.
Okay, so 1, 2, 1.
I can be a performance, but like we can play this song in cut time.
Yes, we can.
Sweet.